Joined now by Lorenz Frank. Great to have you with us, Lorenz. You were the head coach the entire tenure that Vince was here. And December 2004 rolls around. Rod Thorne comes to you and says, we're getting Vince Carter. What does Lorenz Frank say?
I'll tell you, and it was crazy because, and this is the difference between being a coach and now being in the front office. When I first heard it, as much as I love Vince, I was like, well, wait a minute, we're not going to have Eric Williams and Aaron Williams? And I was dead serious. Like, man, these guys play really hard. And he's like, are you an idiot? And then when we got Vince, Vince was coming off, I think, maybe a hamstring injury. So he was out for the first couple of weeks. And so it was just more acclimating him, but we really didn't get a chance to do anything. And then I remember his first game was in Detroit. Now, this is all pre-load management, pre-having all the smart sports scientists. So here's a guy who hasn't basically played in a month. And the first game I played him 41 minutes. So but yeah, I mean, it was, like I said, it saved the franchise because we were 2-11 at the time. We had lost 9 in a row. Kid was coming back from a microfracture. Kind of the spirit around the franchise went from where we were contenders to where we were going in a totally different direction, and it wasn't going well. And Vince, basically, he gave Jason new life. He gave the franchise new life. And, as obviously we're celebrating today, one of the more, outside of just his amazing talent, as people can see, he was the most coachable superstar that you could have. So I'm grateful that I've had the opportunity to coach him for the time I did.
That's what I was going to ask you, because when he came to you guys, whatever reputation he had, number one, he was durable. He played all the time, and coaches talk about this a lot. They hold judgment off until they actually coach a guy. Was your perception of him maybe a little bit different than it was when you finally got a chance to work with him and see him every day? Without
a doubt, because what I didn't realize with Vince, I didn't realize how gifted of a passer he was. Everyone thinks about the highlight films, the deep threes, the acrobatic finishes, but just the way we played. Obviously, Jason's one of the greatest passers that's played the game, but Vince's vision wasn't too far off, and with his size, and then for him we were always trying to find balance between shots at the rim, paint, and three. Now, Vince's three were fours, and it took me a little bit to get used to it, because kind of growing up in this game, it's like, no, those are bad shots. Well, not when they're going in. So his passing really surprised me, and then just when we got him, I'd say that the second half of that season, he was the best player in the NBA. I mean, if you think about our group, it was him, Kidd, your good friend, Brian Scalabrine, Jason Collins, and Jacques Vaughn. That was our starting group. Yeah. And that group took a 2-11 team to make the playoffs.